video in this of our music player series. So what we are going to do in this video is to add button to our application, because if I were to run this right now, this is what we'll be getting. There's no button in it. There's nothing on our application right now. So we'll be adding buttons to them like how we saw it initially. It's going to be in form of kind of a game format. So let me just ask some few of them. I might pause the video to do other ones, or if there's enough time we can add other ones. So I can just call it play underscore what BT, so which is time for our play button. Then I'm going to call the button and here we're going to give it the first thing it takes is out of the window. Remember, I explained all this spirit where the link is the description down below in case if you're interested in watching my Tkinter series. So the next thing we're going to give it, let's just say we want to give it a test, but definitely we need to give it a test so we know what that button is actually do. So the next thing we want to actually give it, let's just try to give it the front color, which we can set it to white. And then the background color, which is our BG, we can set it to what? Blue. So with this, we can grid our play button on the screen. So I'm going to grid our play what? BTN. So BTN dot what? Grid. I'm going to make use of grid to grid everything on the screen. So I can set the row, can set the row to be in row 0, and then I can also specify the column to be equals to 0, 2. And I can also use this of our sticky guide to make sure it occupies any space that there's no guide, there's no somewhere maybe kind of more important thing to behave, it's going to occupy very well. So I'm going to make use of this NSEW. So I can also set the height of the button, and I can also set the height to somewhere around 2. I can also set the width to somewhere around 7. So I'm just basically going to copy this similar pattern to other, but let's run and see what we have currently on the screen right here. Okay, so this is what we have a play button right here. Because we set the width and the height, I will give the text and the background color to be blue. You can change it to gray, any to 1, but let me just set this to be somewhere around color 1. So I'm just going to copy this guy. I'm going to copy and paste few of it. So I'm going to say Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. So the next what we want to do, since we're done with the play button, let's try doing for other button. For that of pause, so I can say PAUSE, which is for our pause button. I'm going to copy, paste our pause button. Here is going to be what? Pause. So I'm going to leave other things the way it is. But this of but we want it to be in the second row, so we can set it to be somewhere around row 1, and then the colon is still going to be on colon 0. So we can leave everything the way it is. And then the next one we also want to set is our, let's just try to set our exist button. So we can say exist, sir. Ctrl Z, exist button. Let me just take this exist button here. Place it here. This is a resist button. I want to let me make sure I set here to exist. Hope that is correct. So I need to set it somewhere around row 2. Somewhere around row 2 and that of the colon 1. So let's just actually see what we have actually done up to this point. And this, I need to shut down this other button that will not be made use of. So let me just shut them down. Then I can run our script. This is what we have currently on right now. This is our play button, pause and exist, like how we saw at the beginning of this video, which I talked about in intro, whereby we play the music to see how it actually works. So I'm going to pause this video to do other ones, then I'm going to come back to explain things that we need to explain. The next video I'm going to do some other things. So let me just pause it. So what I basically did here was just to pause the video and do for this of our pause button, exist button, resume button. It's just basically the same thing that we did for this of our play and pause button. So I did for play, pause, and exist. So I just only pause it to do for resume. We have this our next button, volume up and then volume down. So this way should be volume, plus, and here to be minus. So somebody I clicking, you know that this is what I'm clicking. If I click on this should be what I get. So let me run this first to see what we have on the screen currently. So this is what we're able to get so far: play, pause, resume, next, exist, volume, negative, and volume positive. I think if I watch my Tkinter video, Tkinter series, adding a button shouldn't be a problem you should even consider. If I've been following this particular point, adding a button, I don't even think that's one of the things you should even consider as a problem, as a challenge. So what we are going to do next, we'll try to add a label that is going to show playing, because it's just a good idea if you know the song that you actually playing, just playing a song that you don't know the name, like how we saw in the initial of this video, which we talked about the introduction to music player. We can actually see the song that we're actually playing. So which we are basically going to do by adding a label here that's going to show us what were the song that we're playing. So this should be it for this video. This is where I'm going to stop for this video. We're actually able to do a lot, adding of button and some other kind of test on them. So at the next video, I'm going to add for that of label, and then after that, I'm going to look for music on our system to able to display it on the screen. Sorry, able to get this music and then play them. So I think this should be it for this video. If you enjoy, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be happy to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.